Today I'll show you how you can install GNS3 on Windows 11 with the GNS3 virtual machine. Firstly, ensure that virtualization is enabled. Search for Turn Windows Features on or off in the search bar. In the Features window, make sure that Hyper-V and Windows Hypervisor Platform are deactivated. Only activate Virtual Machine Platform and click on OK. It will prompt you to reboot your machine. Next, we need to download the GNS3 software itself. Visit the GNS3 website and download the latest version of GNS3 for Windows. The download is account gated, so log in beforehand. Download the GNS3 virtual machine also. There is a link on the GNS3 download page. Click on the text that is highlighted in white. Choose the VirtualBox download. It might say that the file isn't commonly downloaded. Click on the three dots and click on Keep. Click on Show More Options and click on Keep Anyway. Run the GNS3 installer and make sure not to install the GNS3 VM through the installer. Leave the installation settings at their defaults. After the installation, it will prompt you to install some software. Just click the No button. To spin up the GNS3 virtual machine, download VirtualBox. Just do a web search for VirtualBox and download the installer from the official website. Once the download is complete, run the installer and follow the on-screen instructions. Leave everything at the defaults. The GNS3 VM is compressed. Extract the GNS3 VM with the Windows tool. Right-click the zip file and click on Extract All. I'll remove the folder path in order for it to be placed into the Downloads folder directly. Click on Extract. The GNS3 VM will be extracted. Launch VirtualBox and click on Import. Click the Folder button and choose the extracted VM file. Change the CPU and RAM according to your host's system specifications. If GNS3 opens before you have installed the GNS3 VM properly, just close GNS3. Click on the VM and open the VM settings. Navigate to the Display tab and increase the video memory. In the Graphics Controller drop-down menu, choose the second option. The next step is to activate nested virtualization. The GNS3 virtual machine will itself virtualize and containerize operating systems. To do that, click on Processor. Tick the Enable Nested VT. If this is grayed out, do the following. Click on General and click on Advanced. Copy the folder path up to the VirtualBox VMs and paste that into the Windows File Explorer. In the File Explorer window, type cmd in the path field to open a command prompt in this folder. Close the VirtualBox and enter the following commands in the command prompt. The first command sets a temporary path for this session. The next command will turn on nested hardware virtualization. If you have another name for your VM, use that in the parentheses. Next, turn off core isolation in the Windows settings. Just search it in the Windows search bar and open the settings menu. Make sure that it is off. Open up an administrative PowerShell and run the command bcd-edit. The command is in the video description. This will turn off the Windows hypervisor. It will break the Windows subsystem for Linux, Android and anything else that uses Hyper-V. Additionally, be sure that Hyper-V and the Windows Hypervisor platform are deactivated in the Windows Features menu. After these changes, restart your machine. Start up VirtualBox and check the nested virtualization feature. It should be turned on. Close the window and boot the GNS3 VM. In case the nested virtualization feature doesn't work, there is an extensive thread on the GNS Online community forum. I've put the link to it in the video description. Wait for the configuration screen to appear and check if there is an IP address displayed. Check 3 lines above the IP address to see if KVM support is available. This should be true. If it says false, check the post on the community forum. Now let's start GNS3 and configure it to work with the GNS3 VM. Before changing any settings, wait for the GNS3 project box to appear and close it. Click on Edit on the top left side and select Preferences. Look for the third entry, which is the GNS3 VM entry. Click on Enable. Change the virtualization engine to VirtualBox. Under the Settings tab, verify that the correct GNS3 VM is detected. Next, adjust the CPU and RAM options according to your system. Click on Apply to save these settings. On the right side of the GNS3 interface, you will see the virtual machine running. When you close GNS3, it will automatically shut down the VirtualBox GNS3 VM. In the same way, if you start GNS3, the VM will start automatically. It may take a few seconds for the GNS3 VM to boot up. You should see the GNS3 VM window appear if you start GNS3. Let's create our first project in GNS3. On relaunch, it will ask you to create your project. Give it a name and click on OK. Wait for GNS3 to show that the GNS3 VM is online before placing any devices onto the workspace. I'll place two PCs in the topology. I'll show you how to connect them and how to put a switch in the topology. When prompted where to run the device, click on the drop-down menu and choose the GNS3 VM. Hover over PC1, right-click it and click on Start. After a few seconds it will start up and you can click it to open the console session to the device. Configure PC1 with the IP address 192.186.56.105. Configure PC2 with any other IP address in the subnet. I choose 110. Use the cable icon on the left side to connect the PCs to each other. Test the connectivity by pinging one device from the other. I want to put an open vSwitch appliance between the two PCs. To do that, click on File in the top left corner and click on New Template. Open up the switch category and choose the Open vSwitch option. Click on Install and click on Next. Click on Finish and close the pop-up. Open the Switches category and drag the Open vSwitch onto the topology. Delete the cable between the PCs and connect them to the switch. Right-click the Open vSwitch and click Start to start the device. The ping should work. To perform a packet capture and see what's going on, hover over a wire and click on Start Capture. Confirm the action and make sure the button for the virtualization program is selected. This will open up Wireshark. When you're ready, ping one device from the other. You can see the ARP frames and the ICMP echo. That's it for this video. Bye.